The pressure on suspended St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery intensified today as a parade of his own former commanders and deputies took the stand. So in dramatic testimony, witnesses described a sheriff who ignored warnings, escalated tensions inside the City Justice Center, and ordered a senior jail official into handcuffs even as colleagues tried to stop him. A lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Political editor Mark Maxwell has been inside the courtroom for a second day. Court is out on lunch break, so he joins us now. This has been a lot from a delayed from the start kind of court case.
Yeah, and while we're out on break, we can kind of get into digesting it all. Good afternoon, Mercedes. First of all, today's witnesses came from inside the sheriff's department and one from inside the jail. But a central theme emerged today. Those very same witnesses testified that Montgomery's refusal to transport detainees back and forth to their medical appointments made the jail more volatile, more dangerous. The first witness today, former acting jail commissioner Doug Burris. He told the court that he put Tammy Ross in charge while he was out of town because, in his words, quote, she was the perfect one for the job and that she knew the operations better than anyone. He described how Montgomery's refusal to provide those transportation visits forced jail staff to scramble, sometimes had to cancel showers for inmates, restrict their movement, and then they had to manage angrier, more volatile inmates. Next was Lieutenant Colonel Steve Chalmers. He testified that he heard Montgomery say Ross wasn't being cooperative and then issued the order to cuff her. Chalmers said he watched as other seasoned commanders try to calm the situation, but Montgomery pressed forward, he said, ignoring their warnings. He later testified that he was demoted after filing a report about that incident. From there, two current deputies took the stand and undercut claims that Ross had obstructed the sheriff's office, telling the court she actually let them cut the line at the City Justice Center when they arrived to serve court papers. And just most recently, moments ago, Major Lee Stokes testified that he heard Montgomery say on the way over there, quote, "I'm finna lock her up," insisting that Ross never provoked the confrontation. And Mercedes' testimony is continuing in just a few moments this afternoon, well into tomorrow. In fact, the judges told us this case could stretch into next week, Thanksgiving week.
And you obviously just mentioned, Mark, that we heard from several longtime insiders today. Did any of their testimony particularly stand out as especially damaging to the sheriff's defense?
I think it did. What stood out was not just one witness or one statement here or there, but the overall pattern. You can sense the state is painting a picture of a rogue sheriff here. Over and over again, senior personnel who wear the badge describe a sheriff who acts on his own, often ignores advice, escalates situations instead of diffusing them. That's not enough to get you expelled, but that consistent testimony from the people who work directly for the sheriff is what makes today's testimony so significant. It builds this narrative the judge is going to have to weigh when he makes his final decision. And one other quick note, a fun fact for you. One deputy said that when he heard Tammy Ross was put in handcuffs, his first call was to Mayor Tashara Jones at the time. Why? He said because the mayor was Tammy Ross's direct boss. That raises at least the specter of possibility that the former mayor could be called to the witness stand here. And I'll tell you, I saw one of the assistant attorney general's attorneys in the hallway, and I said, "Hey, are you going to call Tashara Jones to the witness stand?" No answer at the time. They just walked to the end of the hall, kind of gave a wry smile, a wry grin, turned and looked at me and said, "That's what makes these trials so fun."
Wow. And this is only just the beginning.
In showbiz, they call that a tease, I think.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure if she will testify or
Right.
if she'll be called, but it could make things interesting.
Well, you said it starts back up at 1:30. Mark will be back in that courtroom, and he'll have more tonight.
Thanks,
on 5
Mercedes.
and 6. Thank you.